Hi guys, one more question of prelims 2022 is related to a PYQ. Today the PYQ is not helping us directly in solving the question, but it is giving indirect support. Let us see. The 2022 question is given on the rightmost column of your screen, the one headed prelims 2022 question. It reads, consider the following statements. Pursuant to the report of HN SANYAL committee, the Contempt of Court Act 1971 was passed. Now, contempt of court is an important topic for your exam, both for prelims and mains. It is regularly in the news also, and probably you would have heard about the Contempt of Courts Act, right? Even if you're not sure about the year 1971 or anything else, but at least there is a law regarding contempt of court that you must have heard. Now, which committee recommended passing this law? That is something difficult. That's very technical information. Most of us may not be knowing. Even I personally don't know whether it was SANYAL committee or something else. So the first statement we cannot really solve directly as of now. Let us move on in the question. The second one says the Constitution empowers Supreme Court and High Court to punish for contempt of themselves. So it is saying that the Constitution empowers both the Supreme Court and the High Court to punish for their contempt. Uh, if you have knowledge of polity, if you have done your Lakshmikant well, this will not be a problem. It's a pretty direct statement. But if you have not done Lakshmikant, then again this statement becomes difficult because we don't know whether the Constitution itself is giving the power to punish for contempt, or only the law, the Contempt of Court Act, is giving that power, right? So it becomes a challenging situation in the second case. The third statement says the Constitution of India defines civil contempt and criminal contempt. Now, this third statement is one step ahead of the second statement, right? The third statement cannot exist unless the second statement is there. So, unless the Constitution is empowering the judiciary, the Supreme Court and the High Court to punish for contempt, it will not define civil contempt and criminal contempt, right? So this basically means that the third statement will not exist independently of the second statement. The third statement, if it is true, it has to be the case that the second statement also is true, right? So this is reasoning, this deduction is going to help us in solving this question. This is a very important thing to understand. The fourth statement says, in India, the parliament is vested with powers to make laws on contempt of court. Now, if you look at the first statement, it is saying Contempt of Court Act, right? Contempt of Courts Act. Acts are passed only by parliament, and therefore, if the first statement has got this law which is correct, we know that it is correct, it has to be the case that the fourth statement also is correct, right? So fourth statement compulsorily has to be correct. If the fourth statement is correct, look at the options. Only two options have got statement 4, Bravo and Charlie. So we can eliminate Alpha and Delta, right? Amongst Bravo and Charlie, 1, 2 and 4 is Bravo, 3 and 4 is Charlie. Now we have seen that the third statement will not exist without the second statement. In the Charlie option, it is existing without the second statement, right? So Charlie cannot be the answer. The answer has to be Bravo, 1, 2 and 4, right? So although we solved this question through plain reasoning, through elimination, but if we look at the previous year question, we are getting this indirect help. I told you, like, today the question is not helping us directly, but it is giving us an assurance of what answer we have arrived at. So this previous year question came in the year 1997. The answer to this question is Bravo. And come to the leftmost column headed related PYQ. The question is in the form of assertion and reason. Okay, so the assertion is willful disobedience or non-compliance of court orders and use of derogatory language about judicial behavior amounts to contempt of court, right? So this is one way of asking about contempt of court. What all things are there that can that amounts to contempt of court? In fact, we could get a multi-statement question also of this kind. Which of the following will amount to contempt of court? And then you have multiple statements. And this question is going to test your fundamental understanding of what is contempt of court, right? What is derogatory, what is not derogatory? That kind of distinction it can test. Then if we look at the reason, It says judicial activism cannot be practiced without arming the judiciary with punitive powers. So we know that judicial activism is a real thing in this country, and the answer is bravo. Bravo says both A and R, assertion and reason, are true. So the reason statement is true. That means judicial activism cannot be practiced without arming the judiciary with punitive powers. So the judiciary has got punitive powers, right? This is the conclusion that we derive from this. And with this conclusion, we can see the second statement. This is giving us a reassurance that what we have arrived at as the answer to this question 1, 2, and 4, the second statement is correct. It says the Constitution empowers the Supreme Court and the High Court to punish for their contempt, right? So directly, it is not saying, the reason statement of 1997 question is not saying the Constitution is empowering, right? If it would say that, it would be great. The second statement would be directly solved. But it is giving us this support, this reassurance that whatever we have arrived at as the answer is actually correct, right? So guys, this is how previous year questions help. Not always directly. Many times they help directly also, but many more times they help indirectly. So you have to do all the questions and also study the options, whatever is there in the statements of the question, whatever there in the options of the question. Do study them, do more fundamental studies about what is given in the whole question, the statements as well as the options from your regular books, your NCRTs, your standard reference books, even your current affairs. Whatever you study in the previous year question, just relate to how things are changing now. So with this, guys, we come to the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and this question of course will be available in the PDF, and the PDF is a compilation of all the questions that we will be doing in this analysis series, the repeat question analysis, and the PDF is going to cost you rupees 99 if you wish to purchase that. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.